there is no this versus this. I mean, they have value. Why not support it? Unless you dumped your whole bag in expectation to just move everything over. And then that's your own damn fault. So sorry, can't help you.
But I'll just get into this, Ewok. So the big thing so far, probably the biggest, whatever you want to call it, fudding thing, disagreement thing, has been the eHEX versus PHEX thing. We've all been talking about like it being at parity, whatever that means to you. Yeah, there you go. I saw South Park in the background. I was excited for that.
We're beating a dead horse here.
Yeah, we're beating a dead horse for sure, but I want to beat it from a different angle, I guess.
You're good.
Something that I keep hearing people say, and by people I mean like one person, and I think we all know who he is probably, but not only that, but like the people that are watching his channel too, is I'm seeing like this statement, like all this making fun of like OG hex maxi, like eHEX maxis that are shitting on the Pulse version of Hex to pump their own back. I'm not seeing anyone do that.
Nope, I'm not either.
I would love to be filled in for who it is. The two sides I see are people that are saying eHEX is inferior to PHEX, which I don't disagree with necessarily. Saying that it's not going to achieve parity, it's not going to do as well, yada, yada, yada. Whatever you want to say, whether they're saying it's going to zero or that won't be parity, whatever it is. I'm not seeing one person say that you shouldn't buy Hex on PulseChain. You should only be focused on eHEX. I haven't seen anybody do that. I think you have people that are supporters of like all four tokens, want to own them all, in harmony, and then somebody who's saying totally ditch eHEX. That's what I'm seeing. I don't.
Yeah, I haven't seen any Hex OG act that way. To say that eHEX is superior, screw PHEX. I haven't seen it. They just said we don't want to let it die, though. Why would you want to let it die when you have value? It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, I have seen no one say we're totally dissing this brand new thing that Richard Hart created to support Hex, so that we could afford the fees that when when Ethereum gets out of control in the heat of a bull market, the fees get crazy. So that's why PulseChain exists in the first place. I don't see anybody saying screw that chain, we're going to support this one and this one only. I haven't seen one camp that is saying that thing. And like you said, people want all 5 coins, obviously, because somebody market bought $1 million worth of incentive tokens the other day,
right?
Which couldn't believe it. Have an idea who it might have been, but people want all 5 coins. So, there is no this versus this. I mean, they have value. Let's why not support it? Unless you dumped your whole bag in expectation to just move everything over. And then that's your own damn fault. So sorry, can't help you.
Well, and I think a lot of people did that, and that's their own prerogative. That's their own prerogative. Like if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. Like there's reasons that people that haven't done that haven't done it. And this goes back to that thing. And I don't know how people cannot understand this, but like regardless of what you think, you know what I mean? And I think some people are just simply stating that if they want to onboard new people into Hex, they're going to lead them to PulseChain, not Ethereum. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I think that's a different argument. I think, or a different conversation, I could say. I'm not going to argue however you want to do that on either side, because you could also make the argument that, to initially be familiar with it, showing it to them on Ethereum might actually be better if there's somebody who already maybe holds Ethereum and is kind of used to doing stuff on there. So I think you can say that argument too. I don't think it's like this big dramatic thing like everybody keeps acting like it is. But what these people have to remember is regardless of your opinion, what you think is going to be best down the road, and I think we all agree that PulseChain right now is going to be better than transacting on Ethereum, obviously. A market is what you have to pay attention to. It does not matter what you think. It matters what the market thinks.
Exactly.
And you are just a small peon in this market. So I know that what I am doing Not telling anybody else. And that's what I think is good about this. We always say like, oh, not giving financial advice. And it is true. It's sharing your experience, which I think is more valuable, actually. You know, my experience, and I know yours, Ewok, is that I want to be involved in all of them, and I'm going to be involved in all of them, you know? So,
well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do anything rash, at least until the market decides. If it dies, you know, then I may pivot, whatever. If we just can't get a floor or whatever, and it's a kind of a consensus thing, you know. But then we go back to: do we really want to let HEX die on Ethereum? Can you imagine all the haters that said, "See, we told you it would go to zero," and they don't know that PulseChain exists, probably even. You know, it's a bad front. It doesn't look good. And even better when we've got this community that can support both sides. I don't think there's any reason to not support it, at least until, like you said, let the market decide. If it decides that it's not going to happen, then we do move our economic energy over, if there's any left at that point. But I'm staked out for 15 years.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm not ending stakes. I'm not emergency unstaking stuff just to make this happen. I'm not doing that. It doesn't make sense, because what if it doesn't? And then I've just burned all of that energy for what? You know, why not have double? We've talked about this, the split. It's a stock split. Why wouldn't you support it? It doesn't make sense to me. So.
I totally agree. Yeah. I totally agree. And I'm with you. I get the beating a dead horse meme. I completely understand it, but I do think it is still a worthwhile conversation because of some of the like incessant. I just think it's asinine for people saying that they're just ditching eHEX. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. I'm just stating that, like, I don't think the market is going to do that, and you know, I'm going to side with. I want to own them all, you know, for lack of a better way of putting it. So,